So now we're going to talk about what to do when they give you different types of questions in terms of perimeter, okay? So with these problems, it's saying you have to find the length of the missing side, and it's going to give you information. So notice in this problem, they're giving you the length of this side and this side, okay? And remember, these are a little different because they're not going to give you like the actual number length. They're giving it to you as an expression, so don't let that bother you. And then notice it's asking you to find one of the sides, okay? So in order to do that, they have to give you another piece of information, and they do. They give you this. And so remember, P is perimeter. And so they're giving you the length overall of all the sides added up, okay? Because remember, the perimeter is the distance around. And so to find this missing side, you're gonna have to kind of do a little backtracking there, okay? And so I'm going to show you again, because we're setting up equations, I'm going to show you how you can set up an equation to be able to find that missing side, all right? So remember, if you add up all of these sides, it's going to equal the perimeter. And so that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to add up all my sides, and then I'll be able to equal it to the perimeter and kind of backtrack to be able to figure out what that length of that missing side is, okay? So if I take, and again, you can start with any side you want to, and actually I might start with this one. So if I take that side, which I'm just going to put it as a question mark because we don't know what it is, and I add it to the other side, so plus the 3x minus 2 plus the 6x plus 6. If I add all three of those sides up, it should equal the perimeter. So it should equal the 13x plus 11. So there's you a little equation, and now you just have to get this by itself, okay? So essentially what you're doing is subtracting out these other sides, taking them away from the overall perimeter, and you'll be left with that missing side, okay? So in order to do that, it might be easier to simplify this part first. So I'm just going to bring this side that we don't know what it is down, and then I'm going to simplify this. So just like what you did with the other problems, you combine like terms. So my 6x and my 3x will combine. So when I add those, I get positive 9x. And then my negative 2 and my 6 will combine. So negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So it'd be plus 4. And so that's that part. And then I'm going to bring down my equals 13x plus 11, okay? So from there, like I said, you're essentially taking these two sides away from the overall perimeter, and you'll be left with whatever that missing side is. So I'm going to get these on the other side of the equation so that I can be left with the question mark side, the side I'm finding, okay? So in order to do that, I have to, well, do the opposite. So the opposite of adding 9x is subtracting 9x. And then you could actually multitask, okay? So what you do to one side, you got to do to the other side of the equals mark. So notice I did that to both sides. And now what I mean by multitasking is you can go ahead, because you have to get this 4 as well to the other side, you can go ahead and do the opposite of that. So I'm going to subtract 4 to both sides of my equals mark at the same time, okay? And notice I put it right underneath its like term. So then when I do this, these will cancel, it'll be 0. When I do that, those will cancel, so you'll be left with 0. And notice I have the side I'm looking for by itself, and then I just have to figure out what this is. So 13x minus 9x is 4x, and then 11 minus 4 is a positive 7. So that is my missing side, okay? So my missing side is 4x plus 7. So that means if I added all of these up, it should equal that. So that's the way to check that answer, okay? So let's do one more. So with this one, same story. You've got a figure, you've got a missing side, and you have to find that missing side, and they're giving you the perimeter, okay? So just like the other problem, we know that if we add all of these sides up, it should equal that. So that's what the equation I'm going to set up. So I'm going to, again, start with my little question mark. So if I take that side that I don't know about, plus all the other sides, so I'm going to just add up all the other sides. So plus 5x plus my 7x plus 2, that side right there, plus my 4x minus 5. So make sure you add up all of your sides. So make sure you don't miss one. Okay, if I add up all of them, it should equal 21x plus 2. All right, so then from there, I just have to solve for the side I'm missing. Okay, so just like what we did up here where we combined kind of our like terms on this side of the equals mark, I'm going to do that. So my question mark's going to come down the side, that's the side I'm trying to find, and then I'm going to combine my like terms. So we've got a 5x, a 7x, and then a 4x. So we've got 5 plus 7 is 12, and then 12 plus 4 is 16x, so that becomes 16x. And then we've got a positive 2 and then a negative 5. So 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Okay, and then I bring down my equals, and then I know it has to equal that in the end. So I'm just going to bring that down. All right, so now from there, just like what we did up here, now I've got to get that side that I'm missing by itself. So you do the opposite here. So the opposite of adding 16x is subtracting 16x, and I'm going to do that to both sides of my equals mark. And then I'm going to multitask again. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 3 to both sides. So when I do that, I have to also do it over here. And then I just simplify. So the reason I subtracted my 16x is so these will go away, and they do, because 16 minus 16 is 0. Same thing here, negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So I'm left with my question mark, which is the missing side. And then now, once I do this, I'll know what my missing side is equal to. So we've got 21x minus 16x, so that would be 5x. And then 2 plus 3 is 5. So that missing side would be 5x plus 5. And again, you can check your answer by adding up all these sides, and when you add them all up, it should equal that.